Welcome to Lo-Fi Stories. I'm Harry, your host for tonight's story. Before we begin, tell me, where are you listening from? Let's get started. The Willow Secret. Evelyn Holmes's second case. Fog draped over London like a hush, except tonight there was a knock that broke the silence. In her modest Bloomsbury study, Evelyn Holmes paused mid-sip of jasmine tea. She opened the door to find Inspector Graves a solemn man, creases of concern around his eyes. "Miss Holmes," he began, voice low, "I'm told discretion is your specialty." He thrust an envelope into her hands. Inside, photographs of a silver locket, a broken carriage, and a single word: murdered. Evelyn hadn't sought a case. But the locket belonged to Clara Beaumont, daughter of a wealthy industrialist and Evelyn's old friend. Therefore she retrieved her notebook, lifted her umbrella, and followed Graves into the misty night. The Beaumont mansion sat behind tall iron gates, its windows darkened except for a single ballroom lamp swaying in the wind. Clara's mother, Lady Beaumont, greeted Evelyn with porcelain calm. "My daughter went out to collect flowers at the river, but never came home." Evelyn studied her face, pinched lips, furrowed brow. Lady Beaumont led her up the marble staircase. Clara's room was untouched, childhood treasures frozen in time. But on the vanity, the silver locket shone, open, empty. Evelyn held the locket gently. It was warm, despite the evening chill. Inside she discovered a tiny, folded note. "Meet me at midnight by the weeping willow." But Clara never made it. Therefore Evelyn followed the trail and found herself strolling the river at midnight, the famous willow shimmering under moonlight, its branches like mourning veils. The willow's branches stirred, leaves whispered. Evelyn found footprints in soft river mud, 2 pairs, one small, one large. She followed them to a boathouse. Inside, shattered glass, overturned oars, and faint echoes of a sob. But no body. Evelyn shone her lamp across the floor. A smudge of lipstick. She tucked it away. Therefore, everything pointed to Clara, but the larger footprints spelled trouble. The next morning, Evelyn visited Captain Thorne, owner of the boathouse. He was tall, navel scarred from storms at sea, not yet calm. "I was ashore by midnight," he said, gestures steady. "Ask my crew, all honest sailors." Evelyn flicked her gaze to the ring on his finger, matching the crest on the locket. But without proof of cruelty, she kept her tone. "Thank you, Captain. I'll be in touch." That afternoon, Evelyn returned to Clara's room. There she found a soft drawing, a sketch of 2 figures by the willow and Clara's handwriting beneath. G. Ghostly. Gentle. Therefore, Evelyn visited the local florist, Graham Bell, who supplied Clara's favorite blooms. Bell's hands shook when she showed him the locket's photo. "Yes, she met someone last night," he whispered, "but he paid in silver." Evelyn followed her clues to Mayfair Underground Market, where trinkets changed hands in shadows. She found a dealer tracing the locket's maker, a craftsman from Brighton, with a single customer, Captain Thorne. But Evelyn also discovered something she didn't expect. A torn letter, hidden in the locket's box, hinting at blackmail. Therefore, every thread pointed to a choreographed secret something orchestrated long before the body ever fell. Evelyn returned to the river's bend at midnight, rain beginning to whisper against the earth. She hid beneath the willow, where she found Graham Bell, pale, shaking, a letter clenched in his fist. "She wrote this, but was overwhelmed," he sobbed, handing her the note. Clara's words to Captain Thorne, begging him to stop the secret, before it was too late. But he never replied. Evelyn confronted Thorne under the storm, his coat drenched, hat-soaked, guilt lining his eyes. He confessed. She was going to leave, take the locket, reveal what must remain buried. So I met her. I pushed. But the willow twisted, and he fell. Accident or design, Evelyn couldn't say. He clutched the locket's chain as he spoke his final words. Forgive me. Clara's father, heartbroken, insisted it was accidental. Inspector Graves obliged. But Evelyn knew better. She never lost the locket, and she never forgot the note inside it. A confession Clara never sent. Therefore, she returned home, unopened fields of snow under her carriage wheels, pockets heavy with truths unsaid. Back in Bloomsbury, Evelyn added a new entry to observations. Captain Thorne is a man of honor and fear. The willow weeps even in daylight. She closed her notebook and lit the single lamp beside her desk. Outside, the fog thickened. She poured herself a cup of jasmine tea, and she whispered to the night, Onward. Thank you for joining me on Evelyn's second case. Now tell me, would you choose love or truth when truth demands sacrifice? Let me know in the comments.